You've been careful all day choosing balanced meals, watching portions, maybe even skipping dessert. Yet you still wake up feeling groggy, foggy, or noticing higher numbers in the morning. It's frustrating, and it's not about willpower. The real issue often happens while you're asleep. Overnight, your body manages sugar differently, and that's where a simple, gentle bedtime drink may help. Warm water with just 2 ingredients, raw apple cider vinegar and a pinch of Ceylon cinnamon. It's not a cure, but for many people, it's a small tweak that can make a meaningful difference. Let's talk about why nighttime matters so much and how this drink fits in. You might not realize it, but while you're sleeping, your liver is working hard. It's like a night shift manager handling your body's sugar supply. Between roughly 10 p.m. and 6 a.m., when you're not eating, your liver decides whether to store sugar or release it into your bloodstream to keep energy levels steady. This is why what you do at bedtime matters so much for how you feel in the morning. If the liver releases too much sugar overnight, you might wake up feeling foggy or notice higher numbers on your glucose monitor, even if you ate carefully all day. And here's the thing, sleep itself plays a role. Deep, restful sleep helps your body manage sugar more effectively, while poor sleep can throw this delicate balance off. It's not about willpower, it's about how your body's natural overnight processes work. That's where the simple drink comes in. By sipping it about 30 minutes before bed, you're giving your liver a little nudge to handle sugar more gently through the night. Think of it as a small, supportive habit like turning down the lights before sleep, but for your metabolism. Here's why this matters more after 50. As we age, our muscles don't absorb sugar as quickly as they once did. Think of it like a sponge that's not quite as absorbent. It still works, but a little slower. That means more of the job of managing sugar falls to the liver, especially overnight. While you're sleeping, your liver is quietly deciding whether to store sugar or release it into your bloodstream. And if your muscles aren't taking up sugar as efficiently, your liver has to work a little harder to keep things balanced. This is why nighttime sugar management becomes so important, because the liver is now handling more of the load. It's not about doing anything wrong during the day. It's simply how the body changes over time. By sipping it about 30 minutes before bed, you're giving your liver a little nudge to handle sugar more gently through the night. Think of it as a small, supportive habit like turning down the lights before sleep, but for your metabolism. Here's your requested narration segment. Now, let's talk about what happens when your muscles have had enough. Throughout the day, your muscles happily take in sugar from your bloodstream, using it for energy or storing it for later. But just like a closet can only hold so many clothes, your muscles have a limit. Once they're full, that extra sugar has to go somewhere, and often it's the liver that steps in. The liver is incredibly adaptable. It can store sugar for quick energy when needed, but when storage space runs low, it starts converting that sugar into fat. This is a natural process, but here's where overnight becomes important. While you're sleeping, your muscles aren't actively using sugar like they do during the day, so more of that sugar management work falls to the liver. And after 50, muscles tend to take up sugar a bit slower, meaning the liver has to handle even more. That's why supporting your liver at night, especially with age, can make such a difference in how you feel the next morning. It's not about willpower or eating perfectly, it's simply about working with your body's natural rhythms. You know, your liver isn't just working when you are, it has its own daily rhythm, like an internal clock. Think of it like a night shift worker who follows a strict schedule. Around evening, your liver naturally begins winding down, preparing to focus on repair and maintenance while you sleep. But when you eat sugary or carb-heavy foods late at night, you're essentially asking it to switch gears and process a sudden rush of sugar right when it's supposed to be resting. This forces your liver to work against its natural rhythm, which can throw things off balance. It's like trying to fall asleep while someone keeps turning the lights on and off. Over time, this mismatch can make it harder for your body to manage blood sugar smoothly overnight. That's why supporting your liver at night, especially with age, can make such a difference in how you feel the next morning. It's not about willpower or eating perfectly, it's simply about working with your body's natural rhythms. Now, let's talk about the two simple ingredients that make this bedtime drink so potentially helpful and why they work best together in warm water. First, raw apple cider vinegar, the unfiltered with the mother kind. That murky sediment you see, that's where the good stuff lives, particularly acetic acid, which may gently nudge your metabolism in a helpful direction at night. Then we have Ceylon cinnamon, not the common cassia variety you find in most stores. Ceylon is the milder, sweeter cousin with a different compound profile that may be easier on your system when used regularly. The warmth matters more than you might think. Hot water would destroy some of those delicate compounds we want, while cold water doesn't help your body absorb them as easily. Think of it like steeping tea warm enough to release the benefits, but not so hot it burns them away. About 30 minutes before bed, stir 1 tablespoon of that raw vinegar and a small pinch of Ceylon cinnamon into a cup of comfortably warm water, what you call drinking temperature. Here's why this pairing works. The vinegar may help your liver manage sugar release more steadily overnight, while the cinnamon may help your cells stay just a bit more responsive to insulin signals. Together in warm water, they create a gentler environment for your liver to do its nighttime work. Always check with your doctor first, especially if you're on blood sugar medications. But for many people, this simple combination becomes a comforting little ritual that feels like helping your body help itself. Now let's talk about how vinegar, specifically raw apple cider vinegar, may play a role in this nighttime routine. The key here is acetic acid, a natural compound found in vinegar. Think of it as a gentle nudge to your metabolism, helping your liver manage sugar more smoothly while you sleep. Here's how it might work. Inside your cells, there's something called AMPK, sort of metabolic switch. When activated, it encourages your body to use sugar for energy rather than storing excess amounts. Acetic acid may lightly tap the switch, supporting your liver's ability to release sugar at a steadier pace overnight. Now, I want to be very clear. This isn't a dramatic change or a quick fix. It's more like turning down the volume on a noisy process, making things a little easier for your body. Research suggests this effect is subtle and varies from person to person, which is why consistency matters. Over time, that small nightly sip of warm water with vinegar may add up to a gentler overnight rhythm. Of course, this isn't a replacement for healthy habits or medical advice. If you're on blood sugar medications, always check with your doctor. First, vinegar can interact with some treatments. But for many people, it's a simple, natural way to lend your body a little extra support while you rest. Together in warm water, they create a gentler environment for your liver to do its nighttime work. Always check with your doctor first, especially if you're on blood sugar medications. But for many people, this simple combination becomes a comforting little ritual that feels like helping your body help itself. Now let's talk about the cinnamon, specifically Ceylon cinnamon, the gentler, sweeter cousin of the more common cassia variety. A small pinch of this warm, fragrant spice may offer a subtle assist to your cells, helping them respond a little more efficiently to insulin. Think of it like a quiet nudge, encouraging your body to use sugar rather than store it. This isn't about dramatic changes, just a mild, supportive effect that, for many people, adds up over time. And because we're using Ceylon cinnamon, which contain lower levels of coumarin, it's a safer choice for daily use. Of course, if you're on any medications, especially for blood sugar, it's always wise to check with your doctor before making this part of your routine. But for many, that tiny pinch stirred into warm water creates a soothing, aromatic drink that feels like a small act of care for your body. Together in warm water, they create a gentler environment for your liver to do its nighttime work. Always check with your doctor first, especially if you're on blood sugar medications. But for many people, this simple combination becomes a comforting little ritual that feels like helping your body help itself. Now, here's something you might not expect. This simple bedtime drink may also quietly support your gut. And that matters because research suggests the trillions of bacteria living in your digestive system play a role in how your body handles sugar over time. Raw apple cider vinegar contains acetic acid, which some studies indicate could encourage the growth of beneficial gut microbes linked to metabolic health. Ceylon cinnamon, too, appears to have gentle prebiotic properties, meaning it may help nourish those friendly bacteria. Think of it as tending a garden. Small, consistent care often yields the best results. While we can't say exactly how much this contributes to steadier blood sugar, many people find their digestion feels smoother when they stick with the routine. Just remember, gut health is a slow, cumulative process. There are no overnight fixes. If you've noticed bloating or discomfort after meals, be aware that vinegar can sometimes cause digestive upset, so always check with your doctor before trying it. The warmth of the water itself can be soothing, making it a comforting way to close the day while potentially supporting your microbiome. Over weeks and months, these small habits add up like turning the dial just a little in your body's favor. Here's how to prepare this simple bedtime drink and how to do it safely. Start with a cup of warm water, not boiling, just comfortably warm, like you'd sip before bed. Add about 1 tablespoon of raw apple cider vinegar. The raw kind matters here, as it contains the natural compounds we're interested in. Then, just a small pinch of Ceylon cinnamon, not cassia, which is the more common type. Ceylon is gentler and better suited for daily use. Stir it lightly and sip it slowly, ideally about 30 minutes before you settle in for the night. A quick safety note: to protect your tooth enamel, consider using a straw when drinking this. And if you have reflux or take medications, especially for blood sugar, please check with your doctor first. This isn't a replacement for anything you're already doing. It's just a small addition that may help. The warmth of the water itself can be soothing, making it a comforting way to close the day while potentially supporting your microbiome. Over weeks and months, these small habits add up like turning the dial just a little in your body's favor. Now, timing matters just as much as the ingredients themselves. Aim to sip this warm drink about 30 minutes before bed, not right after dinner, and not right as you're climbing under the covers. That sweet spot gives your body a little window to absorb the goodness without competing with a full stomach. And here's the key: finish your dinner roughly 2 to 3 hours before bedtime. If you eat a late meal, especially one with refined carbs or sweets right before this drink, you're essentially canceling out the potential benefits. Think of it like this: you wouldn't water a plant right after dumping fertilizer on dry soil. Your body needs that gentle spacing to let things work. Consistency matters far more than perfection. If you miss the timing once in a while, just pick it up the next night. The warmth of the water itself can be soothing, making it a comforting way to close the day while potentially supporting your microbiome. Over weeks and months, these small habits add up like turning the dial just a little in your body's favor. Now let's talk about what you can realistically expect from this simple bedtime drink. This isn't a quick fix or a magic solution. It's gentle, supportive care for your body's natural rhythms. Think of it like tending to a garden. The seeds you plant today may take weeks to show growth, but with consistency, you'll notice small, steady changes. For many people, the benefits of this drink, like feeling a bit more rested or waking up with less fog, tend to appear gradually, often after a few weeks of nightly use. It works best alongside other healthy habits: balanced meals, gentle movement, and good sleep hygiene. If you're hoping for dramatic overnight results, you might feel disappointed. But if you approach this as one small, nurturing step in a larger picture of wellness, it can become a meaningful part of your routine. Some nights you may forget to make it, and that's okay. What matters is returning to the habit without pressure. Your body responds to steady care, not perfection. And remember, this isn't a replacement for medical advice or prescribed treatments. If you're managing blood sugar with medication or have other health concerns, always check with your doctor before trying something new. Small, consistent steps like this warm, soothing drink can add up over time, quietly supporting your well-being in ways that feel both simple and sustainable. Here's the narration for your specified beat. Now, here's the one mistake that can quietly undo the potential benefits of this bedtime drink, and it's something I see often. If you have refined carbs or sweets right before sipping this, you're essentially asking your liver to handle a surge of sugar and the drink's gentle support at the same time. It's like trying to mop up a spill while the faucet's still running. For many people, finishing dinner roughly 2 to 3 hours before bed, letting that meal fully settle, gives this drink its best chance to work. That gap allows your body to focus on balance, not digestion. Think of it as a small act of kindness to your metabolism. You're not depriving yourself. You're just giving your system a clearer signal. And if evenings are tough, maybe you're used to a late snack, try shifting it earlier by just 15 minutes a night. Slow, doable steps often stick better than sudden changes. Of course, if you're managing blood sugar with medication or have other health concerns, always check with your doctor before trying something new. Small, consistent steps like this warm, soothing drink can add up over time, quietly supporting your well-being in ways that feel both simple and sustainable. Our bodies don't take breaks. Metabolism keeps working around the clock, even while we sleep. That's why small, thoughtful habits like this warm bedtime drink can quietly add up over weeks and months. Think of it as a gentle nudge for your system, not a quick fix. Pair it with movement you enjoy, meals rich in fiber and protein, and good sleep. That's when the real magic happens. Of course, if you're managing blood sugar with medication or have other health concerns, always check with your doctor before trying something new. Small, consistent steps like this warm, soothing drink can add up over time, quietly supporting your well-being in ways that feel both simple and sustainable. Tonight, as you stir that teaspoon of raw apple cider vinegar and pinch of Ceylon cinnamon into warm water, remember, you're not just making a drink, you're honoring your body's around-the-clock rhythm with kindness, and that's something worth sipping slowly. As always, your doctor knows your health best, so keep that conversation going. Here's to small wins, one warm cup at a time. Now, I want you to try this tonight, not as some grand solution, but as a simple experiment in kindness to your body. Warm a cup of water, not boiling, just comfortably sippable, and stir in about a tablespoon of raw apple cider vinegar with that small pinch of Ceylon cinnamon. Let it be a quiet moment, like tucking yourself in. Sip it slowly, maybe 30 minutes before bed, using a straw to protect your teeth. Then notice, not with urgency, but curiosity, how you feel over the coming nights. Some people describe waking up with less of that heavy fog. Others simply enjoy the ritual. Even when it's a win, remember this isn't a race. Give it a few weeks of consistency alongside your other healthy habits, and keep notes if that helps you track. And of course, if you're on medications, especially for blood sugar or reflux, pause and check with your doctor first. They'll help you weigh whether this fits your unique needs. As always, your doctor knows your health best, so keep that conversation going. Here's to small wins, one warm cup